Welcome to Enchanting Elixirs, a shop to cure the obscure and potentially immature hexes thrown on you to secure you a better future. A place to dispel whatever might ail you. A location for one to lift a curse so they might shift you onto your destined path. Oh, and we also craft charms, throw together talismans, and whip up other expected witchery. Hello? Anybody? Oh, please don't tell me the one time I nailed that delivery without a stumble. No one is here to hear it. Jeez. I might as well fall over and die in this cauldron. What an ingredient I'd be. All of my knowledge might finally pass to someone with a temperament to use it. Look at that, Min. Another epic failure because our energy doesn't say seasoned and confident green witch, but overexcited and inexperienced baby witch. Why is this so hard? All I wanted was... Ah! Oh, are you what came in? Are you what brought all the fuss to my small neck of the woods? Well, I guess someone did hear me. Aren't you just the sweetest thing ever? Fur like a glistening obsidian in the warm sun. Eyes yellow like the harvest moon with that same soft brilliance. There's something about you, little one. I can't quite put my finger on it. Yet it's there, like a shifting undercurrent in the Earth's mana. Although, somewhat more pressing, how did you get the door open? Oh my! Yes, someone indeed. That would certainly explain how you got the door open. Certainly not the first Neko to find some call in the magics and mutterings of witches. We who conjure attract Nekos like moths to a flame. And I've always had such a soft spot for you dark beauties. Truly a pleasure to see your eyes only light up more this way. Oh, did my words have some shy effect on you? You'd do well not to deny it. I can see color bloom like spring does from here. Not much escapes my gaze. But I have to ask, why not stay transformed? The chill? Oh, I'm so sorry. I'll light the flames for you. I'm over a bubbling cauldron or some sort most hours, so I don't tend to notice it as much. Is that better? I wouldn't want that obsidian fur of yours bristling and quivering constantly while we discuss why you're even here. Delightful. I assure you it'll warm up much more very quickly. Magic and all. Fantastic uses in trivial situations when it needs to be. But that didn't really matter. I'm so bad at this. No wonder no one comes. Okay. Let's make this easy for us both. The shop isn't very big, so you can't get lost in any of the corners or nooks. Feel free to look around and ask questions if you don't find something to solve your conundrum at first glance. I have a number of generic potions and spells written on hand to solve the most common problems. Me? Oh, I'll be close by. measuring things for one of my delivered potions in a town over. This potion can be so temperamental, so I've been watching it closely lest I waste any ingredients. Yeah. It's completely okay. I promise. If anything, you look very at home among all of these magical artifacts. You feel it too? Nostalgic even. Well, lucky for you, flattery does earn a bit of a discount here. Oh, one tip? Be mindful not to touch anything. Not that it bothers me, but some things auto-trigger upon contact and dissipate after. So I may not remember exactly what you touched when it doles out its outcome. Beyond that, feel comfortable. Ooh. I guess so. That nostalgic feeling just smoothing out the initial unease like a breeze. What a picture you cut in here, though. So, at home. Natural indeed. Now, back to you, my capricious creation. What do we do with you? You have a fresh acorn in you, some elderflower, and some valerian. Yet you just won't turn over in color like I need you to. Let's turn down the heat. Add some moon water. Oh, okay. We're getting closer. But I can see you trying to resist me. Yet I'll have you know, I have some feverfew here. And just a touch. There. Was that truly so hard? Simmer for me, won't you? I'll bottle you and tie you with a rosemary ribbon very soon. While nothing would adore me more than to do it now, I sense soft patting paws approaching and a tense ripple in the air. Someone didn't find what they had hoped. Dare as much as I might to have them be patient. I think you, my wily potion, are quite done being a nuisance. While their problem seems to only be growing. You don't need to tell me. I know your problem is more complicated. You know, my magic isn't quite like that. Interesting as I feel your thoughts may be. Although, perhaps reading faces and body language is a skill all its own. Just let me find that consultation form I made. Just a second. I swear it's somewhere. I haven't had a lot of visitors and stuff gets moved around. Why? I'm a bit of an odd one, if you believe the rumors. In some ways, it's expected of witches to be eccentric. But even I sometimes push at the edges of what's acceptable for some, I suppose. I found it! Okay. So, I could take some guesses, but please, tell me what seems to be My name? Whatever do you need that for? Okay. I can get that. Building rapport is important for some, and the nature of what we do does involve personal details. I'm Min. Yes, it is. Aren't you clever? Well then, my clever kitty. My name is Minerva. Now, will you tell me what ails you? Oh. I can't say I've ever really bought into the idea that black Nekos are bad luck. Persistent as the superstitions are. But you're saying that your bad luck streak is much more than a passing thing? Especially concentrated in one area. Uh-huh. Lifelong affliction? Oh dear. Tried other remedies? Oh, now this is concerning. Ah, first which though? Fair enough. Last question, and we can immediately begin crafting and brewing. Are you wanting to shift your fate in luck or love? I may be a young witch, but I'm no fool. The anxious but urgent twinkle in your eyes as you looked around said everything. I didn't tell you. I see more than you think. Well, the two are barely a breath apart in a lot of ways, so why don't we try luck first? And if that fails, we'll turn to channeling love more directly instead. Whatever do you mean? Why would I judge you? We're witches, but we know the balance of the world can be shifted by any number of things. And we also know better than to tamper with nature's plans. Mother Nature loves all of her creatures and wouldn't want them to suffer. So we're permitted to channel through her to aid where we can, so long as we respect her guidance when things fail after exhausting all possibilities. Some things are beyond us on purpose. Not this, though. This is fixable, I assure you. While we can't change how people view you, we can surround you with luck's fragmented mana and have it bend the wind on your troubles. There's definitely something hanging around you, and it's affecting your luck, as you put it. How best to tackle this, though? Part of me feels like a more targeted and, for lack of a better explanation, layered approach would be ideal. Multiple aspects to tie together the chaotic shards into channeling properly. Yet, complicated spells tend to fail more often, even with thorough instructions, due to errors with the unfamiliar. While I appreciate your vote of self-confidence, a failure could be just as annoying and a waste at best. A potential untangleable mess of surging bad luck at worst. Luck, they say, is a fickle thing and requires such a tenuous balance to be respected. Still, best to tackle this in threes. Are you sure you feel you can handle this? Because I can't. All right then. Well, I'll begin preparations. There aren't words in this world, or dare I say beyond it, that might bend your conviction, so I know I needn't bother trying. You truly don't know? Dear one, your eyes are a storybook for children, with feelings painted so simply in those deep irises. There's that sweet spring clinging color again, arriving more swiftly than the seasons change itself. Now, if you'll excuse me, I will just keep that image tucked in my pocket while I set about pulling this together, so we might give you true reason to blush a full color across those cheeks, shall we? Young love is such a marvelous thing to behold. Now, if you forget the instructions or misplace the paper, fret not about stopping by to ask. While this is very simple to do, the anxiety may have you second guess yourself or just forget entirely. I am here to aid you until the end. Will you be all right carrying it in your full Neko form? I believe you. You seem very used to this kind of errand somehow. Oh, just a second. Before you leap down, mind this silly small witch a small moment? I know it's silly, but humor me? Yes, just here in my hands if you don't mind. There. One last gift from me to steady you. You're going to be just fine. There's magic enough in this world for us all. And I'll be here if you need any more, of any kind, at any time. Yes, it really is time. Your fate awaits. Oh. There you are. Honestly, not a day too late. Part of me feels gone while I've been waiting for you to come back with news. Ruined at least 2 spells due to my mind being elsewhere. Luckily for the buyer, I noticed before they left. Could you imagine that though? Buying a spell for a fruitful fishing day? Only for the fish to avoid you all day because I missed a few specific lines? Silly me. Go on. Go. I'll prepare you a cuppa while you... Huh? No. What do you mean? Tell me everything. I'll start the tea still. I have a feeling I need more information this time. Okay, so let me get this straight. You were stumbling over your own feet? Finding it hard to talk. Sometimes running into things. And, on worse occasions, making a mess of yourself in the town square. Did I get it all? Oh, and yes. Your paws were shaking, so you spilled things on yourself constantly around them. Well, I have good news and bad news. Which one would you like to start with first? Bad. Okay. Brace yourself. The spell did work. The off signs I felt when I first met you are gone and your energy doesn't feel as unsettled. I know! Isn't it great? No, I'm quite serious. Fully and truly. That is the bad news. The spell worked. That means this was never about your luck being out of sorts. So, what's your problem? My sweet Neko, your preciousness has no end. You're probably just nervous. And maybe innately a little bit clumsy. Yes. That's it. Easily solved if you want it to be. I have a tonic for nerves on hand, so you can just take it. Need only drink it before you speak to whomever. Here. Just a second. Let me gather it for you. I know this might seem somewhat anticlimactic, but it's quite flattering, really. Are you like this all the time? Yes? Oh, you poor thing. This is truly something you can work on. Let's not waste any more time now that we best understand this troublesome thing in your way. Okay? It's still early in the day, and love waits for no one. Not Neko, werewolf, human or otherwise. Here. I know, this bottle is slightly fancier than before. I poured the tonic into a bottle with manifesting runes carved into it to heighten its potency. Given your extreme case of nerves. Now go. It's barely midday. You might still catch them in the square if they have errands. Please, come back with good news this time. We witches can get invested in the plights of those around us. Just occupational hazard to care immensely, I suppose. Why are you looking at me like that? No, not this time. You don't need a witch's luck to find true happiness. It's already out there, waiting for you. You need only the courage to take it. Come in. Come in. If only you could see yourself now. Your stride and your shoulders seem so much more set now. It's a delight to see you transform. No pun intended. From when we first met. Now please. I must know. Has the tender flower of your feelings finally been able to bloom in their garden? Your precious proclaimed passion popped for your palpable pining for their... No. You cannot... No. Teacher witch turned me into a toad. I'm a failure of a witch. You were right. I cared more for my playful phrases with their alliteration than truly focusing on the lessons at hand. And now I've robbed some poor young soul of... No. I'm all right. Well, at least I think so. My eyes are still young, but they're never fully averse to issues early. Just trying to ascertain what this is. Yes, it does look familiar. Which, therein lies the problem. It looks like the potion I gave to you yesterday. Down to the runes etched in the bottle. I know of only one other witch in this town, but she specializes in slightly darker magic. No judgment to her. We all have our paths and how they take. But I can't imagine. Oop. What are you staring at me for? You have something to tell me? Oh, okay. You didn't need it after all. Oh, so the first one worked but took longer to manifest, I suppose? That's so great! No? I don't understand. You were so deep in your conviction. I could see it. You realized the true answer. I was never one for riddles, my sweet Neko. So you'll have to be direct here. There was one person you felt comfortable around? And that's your true love? Oh, see, now, it was always a matter of... Me? What? No, Are you sure? I can get you a potion of mind clarity to... I've always hoped to get a kiss from a cute kitty, but I never saw it happening this way. Though that was somewhere between a lick and a kiss, in fairness. Are you sure you want me? Because I'm messy, forgetful, get lost in my potions and spells, and I speak a tad bit oddly. That's what you love? I think I need to turn down the fireplace. It's too warm in here. You're even warmer than me with the heat rolling off your fur. That glistening obsidian that's always been at the corner of my vision since you walked in my shop. I keep looking for you to be lazing in my window, and you're never there. Stay with me and brew potions so that others might find their own happily ever after. Each aching heart out there should be so lucky as us. Besides, if you're here, you'll only be lending me more legitimacy. Truly. Every witch needs her black cat familiar. And yet, I have the feeling you're going to be quite the naughty Neko indeed.